Hello and welcome back to Ask Nolan. Today we're going to go over question number 7 from a geometry unit test, unit 3 test. All right. So it says consider the quadrilateral shown in the figure where segment MP is the perpendicular bisector of segment QN. And then it says segment MN is congruent to segment MQ and segment PN is congruent to segment PQ. These last two that I just read here, let me highlight it. This last part, they've already put the congruency marks on the diagram. So for MN and MQ, those are the congruency marks right there. And then for PN and PQ, they put those congruent marks right there. Okay. So they've already identified those for us. That's great. Now let's go back to the first part of the statement here, where it says MP is perpendicular bisector of QN. So that means that MP, the segment MP, is gonna cut QN in half. If you cut something in half, each half is equal to the other half. So Q to R is congruent to N to R. Okay, and I'm using congruency markings that have 3 because they've already used a congruency mark of 1 and a congruency mark of 2. So we're going to use the congruency mark of 3. Now that we've done that, we have to identify some other things with this. So for example, there's a thing called shared sides. Okay, now a shared side means that two polygons, two shapes, two figures share a line between them. So for these two, I'm gonna shade in these two triangles here. Well, here, let me just say this. I'm gonna highlight this entire line. Segment MP is a shared line throughout the entire diagram. Now, from M to R, that is shared between triangle MRN and triangle MRQ. Okay? So, in other words, these two triangles right here are congruent. All right? And these two triangles, PQR is congruent to PNR. All right. And like I said, that yellow line is what we call a shared side. So if it's shared, it means it's congruent to both of them. So in other words, we could put another congruency marking here, but we would have to put 4. And then for that one, and then over here, we would have to put 5 because this is a different segment. So now, as we look at it, the green triangles are congruent to each other by side, right? And the blue triangles are also congruent to each other by side. And that's actually what they want us to figure out, which of these answer choices is congruent by side. Now, let's write it out. So for the green ones, that would be MQ triangle MQR is congruent to triangle MNR. And then for the blue ones, we can write triangle PQR is congruent to triangle PNR. And now we just need to look for that answer choice down here. A has MNR and PNR. Those two triangles are not congruent. B has MQR and PNR. Once again, those two triangles are also not congruent. MNR and MQR, those are congruent based on side. And then the last one says MNQ and PNQ. Once again, those are not congruent. So the best answer choice here would be answer choice C.